Happy holidays, everybody, as we welcome you into another edition of Grilling the Birds. It is brought to you by Inside the Birds. That festive gentleman over there is Trey Thomas. I'm Derek Gunn. Happy holidays to you, my brother.
Same to you. Same to you. I see you with your sweater on, man. You're looking good.
Look. You like that?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. Where's your festive outfit for the holidays?
Man, I had to go grocery shopping, man. So, when I go grocery shopping, I took my fatigues off. I took the camo off so I could get ready to do the show. But
that's no excuse because, see, I too went grocery shopping before I sat down to do this show. But what I did was I gave myself ample time to get to the store, get back home, make myself look festive, and get ready to do the show. See, you didn't do that.
No, I had to clear my mind after being in the grocery store, and me and this old lady had a stare down at the cash register.
What?
Yeah, because my cashier, I don't know when all of a sudden now we have to start bagging our own groceries. When that started happening?
Well, see, they do that on the West Coast all the time. They've been doing that for years. And did you go to self-checkout or did you go to?
No, I had a big bucket full of groceries. I spent about $400 worth of groceries. So
some stores you got to bag your own groceries now.
I don't want to bag my own groceries. I did that when I was 16, 17 years old.
Times have changed.
Me and the old lady sitting up there having a stare down. I'm like, what we gonna do?
What?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So,
What?
You're at work. I'm coming I'm a patron.
Uh-huh.
So me and the old lady, she's staring at me. I'm staring at her like, who gonna bag? Do you need to get on the horn and call somebody to come over here and bag all these groceries?
Look here, man. You're staring down with an older lady, and I'm not gonna say old lady because women out there gonna get offended and start looking for you. I'm going to say a very seasoned woman in her lifetime, and you're gonna stare her down when you're very capable of putting your own groceries in a bag. This is 2020. Those days have almost passed. Also, did you know that starting next year, they're talking about doing away with plastic bags altogether in this country?
Yeah,
you know that?
But for right now, they got plastic bags there. You work here. I don't. What are we doing?
You got to bag your own groceries, man.
Call somebody for some help. I got $400 worth of groceries. Anyway, I ended up bagging. I bagged my groceries. I ended up bagging. She won. I sat there after I stared at her like, hey, you ain't going to bag these groceries? You acting like you don't see all them groceries piling up. You ain't going to bag. All right, then I'll go ahead and bag. So I bagged up all my groceries.
Where's your holiday spirit, man?
Anyway, I bagged up my groceries. Then I loaded them all in the truck, and as soon as I'm loading up one of my bags break. I didn't double bag.
What did you double bag? Dude, are you a novice at this shopping thing?
No. Yeah, I don't do a lot of grocery shopping just because I don't.
Why?
I don't like.
What do? Hire people to do it?
I send my wife, and then I have my son go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't grocery shop.
You're that guy. You're that kind of guy.
Yes, I am that guy. Yes, officially.
See,
yes.
I like to get out and shop. See, I like to get out and mingle with people. You know why? Because there's a whole lot of strange people in grocery stores, hardware stores, Walmarts, and I'm sitting here going, how'd you people get out of the house?
Yeah.
See, I enjoy that. For me, that's entertainment.
Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't entertainment for me. It was a bit much, but yeah, me and the old lady. I mean, we got through it, But and I wished her Merry Christmas at the end.
Did you?
Happy holidays. After I just sit up here and did all this work, But all right, cool.
Well, as we transition now, we were hoping that the holidays would be happier for the Philadelphia Eagles. Such is not the case. What an entertaining game on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. And once again, Jalen Hurts, in his second start, takes another step forward with his poise, leadership, playing under pressure, making big plays, not just with his arm, with his feet as well. Doug Peterson, once again, going into that game, said, we're looking for Jalen to give us a spark. I think it was mission accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It didn't start out at first. You come out there, you have a safety. Next thing you know, you're down 16-0. But, I mean, it seems like, as he continued to get a little bit more comfortable being on the road, his second start, he started turning it on, and that's what you're looking for. And for whatever reason, it seems like this team really just gels with them. It just, you can just see how everybody just comes together, both on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. Now, special teams need to pick it up a little bit more.
Woo!
But, but I think that, it does, having Jalen in there does create a spark, and now you start to see everybody kind of elevate their gameplay.
See, okay, and you've said this before, and the next question is a one-word question. Why? Why is this team playing better for Jalen Hurts? He's playing with the same passed-up offensive line. He's playing with the same collection of receivers. Why? Why is this team all of a sudden have juice that it didn't have 3 weeks ago?
Well, you know what? It's, for whatever reason, whenever that backup quarterback comes in there, everybody feels like they just got to kick it up a notch. And that's just how it's always been. When you go back and you look at how it was with Nick Foles, you had Carson was taking everybody through the season. I mean, they were winning game after game. But it seems like when they got into the playoffs and Nick Foles had to kick it up, everybody's gameplay elevated. I mean, and that's just how it goes just across the board. Most of the time. I mean, look at New Orleans, how it was for them when Drew Brees went down. They continued to go on that run until they came and saw us, but everybody's play elevated when that backup quarterback had to come in. So now here we are, for whatever reason, and it seems like for us, not only does the team kick it up a notch, but the coaches kick it up a notch as well, just because by the way you see how everything is going on the sidelines. Whenever Jalen comes off the field, just the love fest that happens between he and the coaches once it's time for him to go out there, once his work is done on the field.
Now, from what we see of Carson Wentz on the sideline, he's clapping, he's supporting, he's over there talking to Jalen, he's giving his teammates high fives. His head coach has said that he is the consummate professional. He's done everything we've asked of him. But, man, this has got to be eating at him inside. Gotta be.
Absolutely. I know I would be pissed off, knowing that was my position, knowing that that's where you used to be the starter and how rough of a season it was, and to see how well everything starts gelling when you're not in there. That has to eat at you. And I know that, Carson is being a professional. He's being a great teammate. He's taking it on the chin. He's clapping him up. What else can he do? Because anytime they have a timeout or something and he tries to nuzzle up into the huddle, they like, whoa, just back up, big fella. We need to talk to the starters here right now. We need to talk to the starting quarterback. But, he has his time when he gets over there and Jalen sits on the bench with him, and then they can both have their Microsoft tablets, and Carson can look at his tablet and be like, hey, you see over here, I would have done this right here. You see what you need to see that over there. And Jalen looking at him like, well, why didn't you see it when you were out there?
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm just playing. But I'm just saying. Man.
What is wrong with you?
All right, I'm sorry.
But I'm instigating.
But I'm just saying. But you saw him that one time they both had the tablets out, and Carson was pointing at the tablet, and he was like, yeah, man, because see over here, it's like this right here, and then, you could go over here because this is like, but why didn't you see that when you were out there?
Wow.
But anyway.
You took it there. Wow.
But I think that, Carson is being an ultimate professional. He's taking it on the chin. I mean, I don't expect any worse from him. I think he's taking it all in stride. It is what it is. There's nothing he can do about it. So right now, you may as well go ahead and ride the wave and be the best teammate that you could be, because you don't want to become a distraction on the team, because that's only going to make it worse.
You think the writing's on the wall for Carson?
Yes, I think so. And I've been saying this for a while now. After Hurts got in, that hey, if I were Carson, I know I would just be like, look, this ain't working for me here. We both know that this isn't it for me. It's going to be hard on you guys as well. Let's just go ahead and just sign the papers and get me on up out of here, because it's not for whatever. It's never going. Carson will never get a fair shake here. It's always going to be that, well, we should have kept the other guy. He just went through all of that with Foles. And so now you're going to do the same thing with the rookie, where if you get rid of Jalen Hurts, or if for whatever reason, if Carson has a bad game, hey, get the rookie back in here. We want Carson out of there. He'll never get the shake that he wants here. So you may as well just go ahead and find another partner.
Yeah, but you know what? That's easier said than done, to find a partner. You have to find a partner who's willing to absorb a significant amount of that salary. No matter what happens, now the Eagles can reduce that cap hit number by trading them, but they're going to take a significant cap hit number here. They're going to want something significant of value in return. You're not getting a first-round pick for Carson Wentz. If another team, from what we've seen of Carson right now, gives the Eagles a first-round pick for Carson Wentz, that GM, that front office should be fired. Because right now, as a buyer, I'm in the driver's seat. See, when Carson was at the top of his game, if you were talking about getting rid of him, the seller's in the driver's seat. But as a buyer, I'm in the driver's seat now. Hey, man, he looks like damaged goods, man. This dude can't hit a battleship right now. He's shot confidence-wise. Damaged goods. Now, I might give you a third-round pick for him. Maybe throw in a fourth. But, I can't give you a high second. I might give you a low second-round pick because, our team's stacked. We just need a quarterback. So the Eagles are caught in a catch-22 here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough situation. It's going to have to be a team that really feels like – might have to have a team that already had a relationship with Carson, that understand that, look, this is what it's going to take to fix Carson. It can't be someone that knows absolutely nothing about it, that's never been around him or anything like that. So it's going to have to be a team that has some prior relationships with him to bring him on, and a team that needs a quarterback anyway, that's going to need someone that could be the extra push that they need on that team. So instead of taking your chances with a young guy in the draft, here's someone that's a little bit more seasoned, that's had some success on this level, that if he's had the right staff around him and the right weapons around him, that could actually make him get him back to where he needs to be.
So what he needs is a quarterback whisperer. Is that it?
Yeah, he needs a quarterback whisperer. Yes, absolutely. I'm thinking someone that can really make quarterbacks better, and someone that has a relationship with him and knows what it takes to get him where he wants to be.
That quarterback whisperer could be coming here if the Eagles decide they're going to keep him. But if the Eagles keep him, can you imagine what it's going to be like OTAs, mini camp, training camp, preseason next year? But if you have Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz on this roster?
Yeah, and that's what the thing is. It's so much controversy that you can't keep both of them here. And for Carson, I wouldn't even want to be here with this right now. Just because of how everything is going on, I don't want to go through the whole, well, we should have kept him instead of him. We picked the wrong one, yada, yada, yada. Let me go. Let me go. You guys have your quarterback of the future. Let me go. Because he'll never get a fair shake here.
What if the Eagles decide to move Jalen Hurts?
But that's the same thing that you just had with Nick Foles and Carson. Oh, we got rid of the wrong person. Oh, we got rid of the wrong quarterback. Soon as Carson has a rough game, everybody is back to, oh, man, we should have – I told y'all we should have got rid of Carson instead of Hurts. And so that's why, for me, I would just be like, look, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want to cause a distraction, but I need you guys to go ahead and find me a trade, because no matter what, I'm always going to be under the microscope with the sun beaming down on it. So if you got that magnifying glass, you're going to have people like, well, you got the burning ants. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is right now.
Were you one of those kids who used to take the magnifying glass and burn the ants in the summer?
Sometimes.
You were one of those kids?
Well, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah. Florida Heat was messing with you. That's what it was. Yeah, so you're telling them, oh, I'm glad. You've been telling them yourself. You chastise older people. You torture ants in the summertime when you were a kid.
I don't despise older people. It's just that she's the cashier. I expected her to bag.
You can't expect anybody to do anything anymore in the times we live in now. Those days are over.
I had to bag when I was young. That was a bag boy. I know bagging. That's a bag boy.
Man, that was 40 years ago. That was 40 years ago, man. Okay. It's gone. Those days are gone.
Okay.
So from an organizational standpoint, you are willing to move Carson, knowing that if he gets with the right team with a quarterback whisperer And if he goes back to being Carson of 2017 and Jalen kind of levels out, now you got people screaming, see, I told you we should have kept Carson.
Well, that's the risk you would take, right now, because and I'm saying now, for me, this is Carson making this decision and pushing the Eagles to go ahead and say, all right, let me go. But that's what you're going to have to – I mean, you got that with Rasul Douglas. You got that with who else that's out there that this team has let go that's gone on to go somewhere else?
Jones.
Sidney Jones. I mean, you got other guys, even Nelson Aguilar out there in Oakland eating.
Goodness.
I mean, out there in Vegas eating. So, I mean, that's going to happen, So sometimes that change of scenery can revitalize a player, and I think that's right now it would be the best move for Wentz. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, they the one that created this controversy by bringing Jalen Hurts in there. You knew that you just got over a quarterback controversy, and you took a quarterback in the second round. What did you think was going to happen? So now that Wentz has a bad game, you put him in there. Of course, the kid can play. I mean, it's not like he went to Joe Schmo University. He was a runner-up for the Heisman. He went to Alabama, what had success for years on big programs. This is not something that's foreign to him. Right. He's seen this type of defense, these type of looks all throughout his college career from the time he started on Alabama at 18 years old. So this isn't foreign to him. He's gone to Oklahoma and won as well. So, I mean, he like, all right, cool, because look how he plays the game. He doesn't get rattled. He doesn't – I mean, you come out there and throw all these blitzes at him and all this other stuff. It's like the game slows down for him and he finds the right guy, and then there you go. I mean, you see him throwing the ball deep down there to Alshon Jeffrey, just streaking down the field, looking at safety rotation and saying, all right, safety is playing to the left. I know I got one-on-one to the right. Bam, I'm going down the field down there. Even if he doesn't catch it, I got a couple pass interferences called on him because he's got him by a step. So you didn't see Carson making those throws.
True. Okay. Yeah. Well, I look at it like this also in terms of looking ahead to the future, meaning 2021. It could be a very volatile situation if you keep both of them here, but you look at the depth chart situation. Now, it's hard to justify a $100 million quarterback sitting on the bench and a rookie on a rookie contract as your starting quarterback, but your depth situation looks really nice. If you have a guy with, at that point, 6 years in the league and a guy who's coming up still, to lean on that older guy to help him along. What do you think about that?
$100 million though?
Sure.
I mean, $100 million, you already paid him 50-something mil already. Yep. So you're saying that you're going to pay this man $100 million to sit on the bench and go out there and throw interceptions for the scout team? That is like
clipboard and have a hat on backwards and wow. Be a cheerleader. You, Robert? No.
That's got to be the most expensive backup quarterback in the history of the NFL. That would be the most expensive. That's all. That is so ridiculous. I can't even think about it.
I just throw it out there, see what you might say.
I can't even think about that. To say that, you know what? You have $100 million quarterback, a guy that you're going to pay $109 million guaranteed to sit on the bench. That is ridiculous. I can't even see that. And the thing now about Jalen that's encouraging, he doesn't take any bad hits. When you see him scrambling and getting out of the pocket, it's not like when Carson was younger in his season where he would scramble out of the pocket and he was trying to run over cats. The only time you see Jalen really try to get into somebody was when he had that touchdown, when he scored whenever he ran the touchdown in. So for his first touchdown. So it's like he gets out of bounds, he slides, he's not trying to take any of those bad hits so that he can stay healthy. So I see him lasting a lot longer.
I'm watching this unfold on social media, and I'm telling you, man, it's becoming like the Hatfields and the McCoys about this Carson Jalen Hurts thing. I mean, there are people out there getting vicious about who to keep and why to keep him and let this one go. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. Everybody gets really in their feelings, and I think it's the whole Folesian society that's jumping out there now.
Society.
Yeah, the Folesian Knights or whatever they are. The people that was all about Nick Foles. That want to get Carson up out of here, and then you got guys that want Carson here, the AO1ers. So it has become a big rift, and you know how people are about their quarterbacks here.
Yeah, man.
So and a lot of people are like, well, man, what has he done to receive all this venom from everybody? He played quarterback, and that's just how it's been even since McNabb days. And I mean, that's what comes with the position.
All right, great conversation about the quarterback before we move on to some of the other positions. All right, the 2021 basketball season is here. The teams around the league took the offseason to retool and revamp and are ready to hit the court. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, has rolled out another one of their can't-miss offers. Trying DraftKings Sportsbook is easy, so what are you waiting for? Get in on all the action right now. Now, to celebrate the return of basketball, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new players 100-1 odds on any featured matchup this week. That's right. All you have to do is bet $1 on any featured matchup this week, and if your team wins, you're going to cash a crisp $100 bill. Now, while we're all excited about the return of basketball, let us not forget football's playoffs are right around the corner, so head to the App Store to check out all of DraftKings' daily odds boost. DraftKings is safe, secure, reliable, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use promo code ITB when you sign up to get 100-1 odds on any featured matchup this week. That's code ITB for new players to get a shot at $100 on any featured matchup this week for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, Eagles, of course, losing to the Arizona Cardinals 33-26, 59 points scored in the game. Great duel between a couple of young quarterbacks. We go back to this Eagles offense. You were mentioning Alshon Jeffrey, and I tell you one of the things that really caught my fancy during that game was Alshon's battle with Patrick Peterson. You don't see many people go at Patrick Peterson the way Alshon was going. He had Patrick Peterson frustrated to the point Peterson was turning around, stomping his feet in his hand in the referee's face trying to get some call. And you see Alshon going back to the huddle with a smirk on his face like, I got him right where I want him right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he played a very nice game and gave you some, for whatever reason, again, here we go again. Alshon Jeffrey, like how players react to the backup quarterback. Now, all of a sudden, Alshon Jeffrey can run with the wind. Before he was running with pianos on his back. Now he's running with the wind. He's down to a 4.4 speed, running by Patrick Peterson, making big plays. I mean, Patrick Peterson probably was one of our best offensive players because how many yards did he give up in just pass interference?
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I think he had about 60 yards worth of pass interferences, or at least 40. So here we are. This again, players just responding to that backup guy, and I mean, now you got Patrick Peterson out there fighting his behind off, and I mean, you go across the other side, you got Greg Ward making big catches. Watkins, young guys making big catches. I mean, where was all of this when Carson was playing? When you see the big touchdown, and then now they got all the fancy handshakes. They slap hands, fake, shoulder bump, and I'm like, well, dang. Well, all this was when Carson was playing.
You trying to say they didn't like playing with Carson? Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is they didn't have all the fancy handshakes. There was no slap. All right, top, come back over to the back, shoulder bump. All of that wasn't going on. Where was all that when Carson was playing? I've never seen a fancy handshake with shoulder bump when Carson played. The only time I saw him do it was
didn't he have one a couple of years ago with who was it?
With Jordan Matthews?
Jordan Matthews, yeah.
Yeah, where they just did the handshake and straighten up the tie.
Right.
It was like a business type thing. There was no like slap, backhand. All right, turn your hand this way. Pat, pound, they come back by a shoulder bump. None of that was going on.
What are you doing, choreographing these moves or what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when do you have time to do all of that? In the middle of a pandemic. Who is practicing all of these handshakes in the middle of a pandemic? I want to know what you're doing. I thought everybody was supposed to be getting out the building. But instead, you can't practice fancy handshakes via Zoom.
Maybe they did it in the hotels. I don't know.
It's too much time around each other.
What's that?
Too much time. They sitting around here practicing handshakes and all this. Slap, slap, slap. Let's go high, come back low, backhand, boom. All right, shoulder bump. That's too much. Too much.
Time out.
It reminds me of this time. I was with my cousin one time, man.
Yeah.
And so, he took me around and had me hanging out with some guys. And and I met this guy that he was a motorcycle racer. And, he was missing one of his fingers, okay? Yeah. So, within our culture, we would shake hands, and you know how you get a little special dap, and you would snap your fingers. You would snap each other's fingers at the end to kind of finish up. You come in, slap, let me show you. Come in, slap, and then somehow within the middle of the shake, you snap and you pop fingers. Well, he didn't have that finger to pop. So when you went in for the dap and shake, and then now you try to do the finger snap towards the end of it, there was no finger to snap. So at the end, I'm kind of like, I think I just messed up our handshake. I don't know what to do now. I'm confused. So the whole time the conversation, I'm like, man, you know what? Can we do it again? Because I felt like I messed up somewhere. But then my cousin told me afterwards, like, yeah, he missing his finger. It's gone.
Man.
So
why do I put myself in these situations? What?
So at the end, we just gave it a pound. We just pounded it up because I'm like, dog, I'm trying to give you the snap, but there was no snap there because the finger gone. But anyway, all right.
Let's go back to football, man. You got me off track.
I'm sorry.
We were talking about Quez Watkins here. Hey, man, that move Quez Watkins put on that wide receiver screen.
Yes.
Hey, I heard he was fast. I didn't know he was that fast. Number one. Number two, where the heck he been all year? Where's he been?
I don't know. And I mean, that was a nice little receiver screen.
What?
Fake inside, circle back out. And I mean, when he hit that sideline, where was all this? What? Was he in COVID protocol the whole time? Why was this not on the field?
Somebody messing up.
I don't even know, man. And this is just across the board with this team. I'm trying to figure out, like, man, why aren't these guys? The same type of response was not there when Carson was playing. But again, when Doug says we're looking for that spark, look at the spark that you have right now. I mean, that Quez Watkins touchdown was absolutely amazing. To see that man turn on that speed, I was like, man, where has he been the whole time? Why has he not been playing?
Yep.
But,
All right, time to go inside the trenches with Trey, his expertise, the offensive line. How would you grade the offensive line performance for this game?
Well, when you come back and you say, all right, you gave up 6 sacks, that right there is not good, and I know
all of
that
them weren't on the offensive line now.
I know, but you know what? Doug can give you that excuse. He's going to say, hey, it wasn't all on the offensive line. The quarterback needs to know that he needs to get rid of the ball, and which is true. But at the end of the day, it's going to be an offensive line stat. And so, and I'm like, when I saw that report, when I saw that Doug was like, hey, man, it all wasn't on the offensive line. It's a quarterback should have got rid of the ball. I almost want to call Big Red. Like, hey, Big Red, you see what's going on down here?
Big Red.
I want to call Big Red because I've never heard Big Red step up for us and say, hey, man, that sack wasn't on him. That sack wasn't on Trey and all them. The quarterback, he got to get rid of the ball. He has to understand that it's 3 touchdowns. All right, Big Red, you ain't there to speak up for her? Where the love? but when you come with that excuse, I don't know if that helps your team or hurts it. Because it's like, that, all right, man, I got beat. Well, I know my coach going to cover me like that. Well, how can you keep throwing your quarterbacks under the bus? Because you did the same thing for Carson. Yeah. Where you say, well, hey, man, all those 8 sacks wasn't all on the offensive line. It was on the quarterback too, which was true now because one of the first sacks that Matt Pryor gave up was because it was a 3-step drop. Now, Matt Pryor was laid off the ball, which did not help it at all. But it was a 3-step drop where Hurts, when he put his back foot down, should have let the ball go, but he held the ball, ended up being a sack. Now, one of the other sacks that Matt Pryor gave up, it was supposed to be a dual read. This would have been a sack fumble. I'll make sure I pull up the clip for it. It was supposed to be a dual read, and when I say a dual read, he has to take the most dangerous of the two rushers that were right there in front of him. But what he did, where he messed up, is that he set to the left instead of setting back. Now, as an offensive tackle, one of the things that you are taught is to set the widest guy, but keep eyes on the inside guy. You never just step down on the inside because you're not quick enough to redirect back outside because that defensive end, he's gone. So you have to set the wide guy, keep eyes on the inside guy, and then once you see him bail, you get your eyes back out. But you're already in position to take care of it. It's something that has to be drilled all the time. I don't understand why it wasn't a point of emphasis going into the week. He act like, well, damn, I didn't even know we were supposed to do this because he just stepped down to the left, and next thing you know, DN, boom, there you go, sack, fumble. So to me, it's just so many mistakes with just the calls, with being laid off the ball, with not getting rid of the ball, where you stepping the wrong way. I mean, even if you go back to the safety in this game, okay? Just to explain, like if you go back and you look at that safety, the first play, it's because he has a tight end in protection, okay? So now when you have a tight end in protection and he's going to be there, the call you have with your offensive tackle is either going to be fan if we have a two look outside of the tight end. So that means the tight end gets the widest guy and me and the offensive tackle, I'll take the defensive end. Or it could be a solid where if the tight end takes the defensive end and then I take the guy that's up there somewhere, whoever that safety that's coming, or it's a squeeze, okay? So if I say squeeze, that means that now, hey, tight end, you're man, but I'm going down with the guard because me and the guard are going to work our triangle up here, okay, to the left, okay? And this is if I'm right tackle right now. So with this particular play, there was no need for Matt Pryor to go left. He should have made a solid call because now that's saying that, hey, off tight end, you have defensive end. I'm going to take whoever comes right here, which was the safety that ended up causing the pressure for that safety. So I don't understand, like, why is this stuff not a point of emphasis? This is something that should be talked about all throughout the week. It should be drilled all throughout the week. So when it comes to game time, it's all taken care of. But it just doesn't happen.
Is it safe to say you've seen enough of Matt Pryor for one lifetime?
It's not even Matt Pryor. I mean, because, yes, he had a rough game, but then now if you go back and you look at some of his clips, there were times where he took a really nice set, shot his hands. I mean, there were times where it looked good. Now, everybody will always show the worst, and everybody going to show his worst plays. But then there are other plays where he took a nice set, shot his hands when he was supposed to, was in good balance, did a really good job. But then there are other times where, it was just rough. And for me, I feel like the biggest problem with Matt Pryor has been just such a big decline from last year to this year when it comes to his technique. And now, is that a Matt Pryor problem or is that a coach problem? Because the coach is the one that's supposed to be making sure that your technique is tight.
When you and I were talking about what we wanted to talk about on the show before we did it, one of the other things you brought up from trench warfare was Jason Kelce again. And you said, wait a minute, what is going on here with Kelce?
Yeah. I mean, Kelce, you go back in and you watch this tape, man. First of all, congratulations, Kelce, to making it to another Pro Bowl, man. He's definitely edging his way out to being a Hall of Fame center. And, but to me, I just look back and I look at this film, and there were probably 2 times where I felt like Kelce forgot to snap the ball. But they called false starts on everybody else, but it was because Kelce didn't snap the ball. So even though I know it happens sometimes, especially when you have a new quarterback in there, the rhythm of the cadence can be different. And for an offensive lineman, it's all about the rhythm of the cadence, but Kelce, you got to snap the ball, man. I mean, everybody waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So if we're listening to the rhythm of the cadence and we get moving and you don't snap the ball, they're going to call a false start or whoever was the first one to move, but the center got to snap the ball. So there were twice in this game that Kelce did not even snap the ball. And then you had down in the red zone where the ball, they called false start on Jordan Mailata, where you had the ball where he snapped the ball and they hit Reagor's foot. Well, that was because Kelce snapped the ball late. So they called a false start on Jordan, but it was because Kelce snapped the ball late. So that's 3 right there in this game where it's like, no, you got to snap the ball on time. So if it's something where it can't be a hearing problem because there's no fans in the stadium. So I don't know if it's the rhythm of Jalen's cadence that threw him off or what, so I don't know. But when you go back and you see it and you watch it, and I'm like, well, dang, Kelce, you didn't snap the ball, man. You got to snap the ball, brother. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, and you can tell, like, Kelce, he was just like, dang, okay, you know what? My bad. That's on me. My bad, my bad. But let's keep moving. But, I mean, you got to snap the ball.
All right, before we move on to other topics, you have a promo you'd like to share with us.
Oh, yeah, man. Let me get it up. I forgot all about it. We got to talking about everything, fingers and old ladies. But, all right, here we go. All right, so that sounded a little weird in that combination. I'm going to scratch that. All right, so, all right. If you're still looking for that stocking stuffer, I guess that sounds a little weird, too, when you're talking about that. All right, so if you're still looking for that stuffer for this holiday season, look no further because our sponsors, Manscaped, have tools to make you win this year's stocking stuffer or white elephant competition. Manscaped is the only brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene products. And great news, they just released their products across Europe, Canada, and Australia. Here's a few of their products that are prime stocking stuffers of the season. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. The name speaks for itself. The Crop Reviver Ball Toner is a spray-on toner that will give your balls a little slice of heaven with their aloe vera and hazel extracts. They also have the Crop Cleanser Body Wash, a full body wash that you can also use on your hair. And they also have Crop Mops, which are ball wipes. You never know when an opportunity strikes, so you should always be prepared. They also have the Foot Duster, foot deodorant, designed to keep the stinkers of feet smelling fresh. They also come with the Shears 2.0, which is a luxury 4-piece nail kit. The Weed Whacker Nose, Ear, and Hair Trimmer, which provides proprietary skin-safe technology to get rid of those nasty nose hairs. Let's not forget about the best trimmer for your butt, balls, and body. The Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer offers a replaceable ceramic blade with advanced skin-safe technology, which helps reduce grooming accidents. These formulations are all vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, and paraben-free, so you know these products are legit. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code TRADE, T-R-A. Whether this is for your dad, brother, or friend, or even your husband, get them something that they will actually use and is almost sure to get a laugh. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with promo code TRADE, T-R-A. Be the ballsiest gift giver this year with manscaped.com.
Do you write the copy?
I do some stuff to it.
Okay. I'm just, it's just so much passion. There's so much passion when you deliver it.
Yeah, I make sure I make it my own.
Okay. All right. All right. As we get back to talking some football, and you want to give kudos to Jake Elliott. I mean, we haven't said that much.
Yeah, you know what, man?
You want to give kudos.
Man, shout out to Jake Elliott. Everybody was see that I'm an even person. I give and I take. I give and I take. Right now it's giving. So right now I want to give Jake Elliott props, man, for the punts, dude. He made both his field goals, and then he stepped in as a punter and put foot to the ball. Boom, changed the field. And I think he had, 3 punts?
Yeah,
2 or 3 punts?
Like
yeah, man. Shout out to Jake Elliott. Good job. Yeah. Good job, Jake. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. Did the Eagles defense, when you consider the speed of quarterback that Arizona has, DeAndre Hopkins is like unreal, just flat out unreal. How do you think this Eagles defense performed when you consider 3/4 of their starting secondary was missing?
Well, you know what? I think that, man, this could have easily been a 50-point game, but I think our secondary went out there and battled. I mean, you had a guy that went from selling tires last year to going out there, to going out there and battling with this secondary. I mean, I thought that our secondary stepped up. You knew you were going in there without Slay, that they were going to try to go after them. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins came in there, finish the game with 169 yards. That's going to happen. You know, Kyler Murray, you know, he finished with 404 yards passing. But, I mean, I felt like our defense gave us a chance, you know, to come out of there with 3 turnovers. You gave us a chance, you know, to come out there and get a win. You know, I felt like, you know, if a couple things go a different way, we could have been winning this game. But I thought that our secondary battled their behinds off. And I tell you what, man, you know, when you go back and you look at this game, man, I would have liked to see more pressure, a little bit more sacks on Murray. But, I mean, he's so quick and can get around and move around out of the pocket. I think that the defense did a solid job of trying to keep him kind of bottled in and not just allow him to run all over the field. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you knew that this team was going to get something off of them just because you went into it without your full secondary.
DeAndre Hopkins, you knew he was going to get his. You know that he was going to be a primary target in this game. But that touchdown catch he had, I mean, every week it seems like this man makes another spectacular catch. They talk about how his hand strength is one of the strongest of receivers in the National Football League. This guy's like the ball's like a magnet when it comes to him, man. I mean, you can't stop him when he's on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's absolutely ridiculous when he has to go up there and go get the ball. I mean, that's what makes him special. And that's why they pay him what they pay him. I mean, you know, you pay him to go out there and make big plays like that, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, that one touchdown was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, for him to make that catch with his hands and then go take the ball down with one hand and not lose it while you have a defender falling over you, I mean, what else can you do?
What else are you going to do?
I mean, there's nothing else, because I felt like the coverage was solid. You know, any other receiver doesn't finish that catch. Yeah. Any other receiver doesn't finish that catch, but DeAndre Hopkins, he does. You know, and that just continues to show what type of, athlete he is, and I can't believe we didn't bring him in. But, you know, that's a whole nother story.
Hey, the NFL released its Pro Bowl selections. The Eagles actually had 3 Pro Bowlers, Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham. Were all 3 of them worthy of being Pro Bowlers this year?
I was shocked. First of all, congratulations to them for making their Pro Bowl, especially BG, with this being his first Pro Bowl. Kelce making another one. Fletcher continuing on. I was surprised about BG making it just because this has been, you know, he only finished with 7 sacks, you know. So
he's been stuck for weeks on 7 sacks.
Yeah, you know, and I know that he works hard. He puts in a lot of work to get out there, but you know, the reality of it, I did not feel that 7 sacks would get you into the Pro Bowl. Right. Just to be honest, you know. But I'm glad that he did. You know, congratulations to him making it. With Kelce, I'm sure that if you ask Kelce if this was one of his better years, he would be honest with you and would tell you, no, it hasn't been one of his best years. But, you know, when you have a name, you've already been recognized several times with the Pro Bowl, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to continue on getting in there as long as you have a pretty solid season, you know. Right. Same with Fletcher Cox. You know, now Fletcher has, 6 sacks, but, you know, you go in and you look at it, you know, there has been times where he's dominated, then there's been times where it wasn't as dominant. So, you know, when they have that name, especially when you look at a Fletcher Cox and Kelce, they already have that name. They already have a following. So they're going to be those guys that's going to naturally get the push, even if they don't have the best season, you know. So congratulations to them. But, you know, I do not think that, you know, when you're coming out of there and what's the record right now? They're 4-9-1. 4-9-1. You know, I was extremely shocked to see, you know, some of the guys make it.
I'm proud of you. You took somewhat of a diplomatic approach. You don't want to offend your fellow brethren, NFL brethren. I understand that. I get it. You know, we were talking a little bit about the quarterback play in this game, but let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the state of the quarterback situation in the National Football League right now, man. Some of these young guns. Of course, you have Patrick Mahomes, who's on top of the world right now. Lamar Jackson has already been an MVP. Now you got guys like Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz is still a young guy. And then everybody's talking about, I can't wait to see this Trevor Lawrence come out of Clemson next year.
Yeah.
I would say the state of the quarterback situation in the National Football League right now is in good hands as we look at the immediate future. These young guys can ball, man.
And you see a kind of a trend with all of those quarterbacks that we just talked about. They all have that ability to move outside of the pocket and can run if you need to. It's no more the traditional just stand in the pocket and be a Statue of Liberty back there in that pocket. Guys are extremely athletic. They can cut up field. They can beat you with either their arm or their legs. And, and I think that's just the way the game is going right now. And like you said, I think the state of the position is in really good hands, especially when you have some of these offensive linemen that's coming into the league that have no idea how to pass protect. So you better have somebody that can get out there and be agile in that pocket.
Well, the Eagles go back to a divisional game this coming Sunday, and it's going to be a big one between them and the Dallas Cowboys. Who would have thought a 5-9 Dallas team and a 4-9-1 Eagles team would still be talking about being in the playoff picture, but such is the case. Dallas is riding the high tide of a back-to-back winning streak right now, 2-game winning streak. Looks like Andy Dalton is getting very comfortable in that offense now, and of course playing with those receivers that he has, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and so on and so forth. How do you see the game down in Big D? And by the way, that was supposed to be a 1:00 game. The schedule makers changed it to 4:25. Who in their right mind would put this game at 4:25? Don't they understand? We want the 1:00 game so we can sit back and watch that game and watch the other games of the day as well.
Yeah. I don't know, but it is what it is. They moved them to 4:00. They put both us and Washington at that 4:00 game, so that I would have much rather it been a 1:00 game. Let's go ahead, get it in, get it over with, see what we're dealing with. But they push it to the 4:00. All right, because I guess you say, all right, they're both playing for something, so you should see some good football, both out of with us in Dallas and with Washington. All three teams are playing to try to get into the playoffs. So I guess so. You put them at that 4:00 game. Let's look and see if we can find some good football out there.
Of course, it all takes care of itself. If Washington beats Carolina, it's over. Washington wins the NFC East. But hopefully the Eagles are still alive, and we're still talking about meaningful football after this coming Sunday. Mr. Thomas, once again, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you from me and my little friend, Black Rudolph. I got Black Rudolph on today.
All right, cool, man. Same to you and your family, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah. What's the other one?
I don't know.
You don't really give any gifts.
You took all the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, what's the other one?
Well, that's another topic for another day. This has been Grilling the Birds, brought to you by Inside the Birds. Of course, you can find Grilling the Birds on the Inside the Birds podcast and their YouTube channel. So for Trey Thomas, I'm Derek Gunn. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you again Monday, hopefully after Eagles win down in Big D over those hated Cowboys. Until then, so long, everybody.